Hello, thank you for joining us today. My name is Carlene.
And I'm Jay. We're also known as Jaylene.
On this channel, we recap and provide our reviews for Married at First Sight.
Today we'll be reviewing episode 6, Cancun, Can't Touch This.
Welcome to our first time viewers, and welcome back to those who have been with us for some time. Thank you to those who subscribe, but if you haven't already, please do so now. And remember to click that notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. So let's start off with Emily and Brennan. The couple looked like they were in Back to the Future Part 2 when they were doing that flying boarding. So Brennan talked about almost losing his ring. Like, haven't they learned their lesson about wearing their rings around water? Emily, with her spraying wrist, did her part, and because of it, she had to have most of her hair cut off because it was matting. Now on to Lauren and Orion. So Lauren slept apart from her husband for a few hours due to the misunderstanding before bed. Lauren was still hurt by what she said to Orion. Orion talked about not being upset, but had to take a walk. And he didn't want to say anything else because he knew it wouldn't be respectful. So they were at a distance during this conversation, but after Lauren poured out her heart to Orion, he got closer to her. Clare and Cameron. So they went to a splatter experience where they were able to throw paint at each other. In her confessional, Clare is unsure if Cameron has romantic feelings or is attracted to her. And Clare continues to criticize Cameron, this time with his artwork. In his confessional, Cameron thinks Clare is liking him because they are having fun attacking each other with paint. And Cameron thinks Clare took his aggressive play well. The guys and the girls, they met up separately. So Cameron tells the guys that Clare is playful. And Clare tells the girls she struggles with showing physical attraction. And the girls told Clare how Cameron shows his affection towards her in public, and Clare couldn't remember, or maybe she didn't want to.
I was surprised during the after party where they showed the clip to Claire about Cameron saying that he found her attractive. The look on her face was like, I never knew that, but I believe he told her that maybe, I think the day of the wedding, that she's attractive or she looks beautiful, something like that. But he gave off the vibe that he found her attractive. I don't know if something is a turnoff on her end where she's like, I don't care, I don't see anything. And everybody else is telling her, oh yeah, he's into you, but you're just not seeing it. So I don't know if she's trying to self-sabotage this relationship with all the little jabs and stuff she throws at him. But I'm glad there is clarity on her end where she can kind of recall that he did some stuff, but I'm surprised and disappointed as her being a therapist that she can't see any of these signs.
Lauren told the girls about the uncomfortable conversation with Orion, and I thought Orion was going to bash Lauren in front of the guys, but he didn't.
I thought the same thing. I was waiting for him to throw her under the bus. It's like she can't do nothing right for whatever reason. I think I don't want to say checked out, but that first scene with them in that section with the water, it looked uncomfortable. I didn't know if they could or would come back from that, but we'll see. There's more drama to go with this couple.
Becca and Emily are waiting for the other shoe to drop. They think it's too good to be true, and Emily doesn't know what to expect. Remember, this is her first serious relationship. Emily told the girls that she wants to build an emotional bond now.
I think I can see why Emily is still single. Based on the previews for next week's episode, I believe Brennan told her or asked her about, are you always in party mode? Are you always ready to party? And that's already a red flag, because I feel he was kind of off this episode when it comes to the way he looked and everything like that. But I can see how she's probably still single and waiting for the other shoe to drop. I feel she's trying to show her representative and not show who she truly is yet, because he'll probably leave after that based on his personality.
Cameron pointed out how weird Becca and Austin are, and Austin didn't have much to say. Becca tells the girls that Austin haven't talked about the big topics yet, and she's trying to be present. So Becca is realizing that the relationship is at its highest point, and it can only go downhill from here.
That's where I have an issue with Austin. Austin, right? Yeah, if you can't even scratch some of the difficult topics, because if you're at the honeymoon stage and if you guys disagree on one of your basic fundamentals of what you believe in, it's not going to work. So I don't know why he don't even want to at least tiptoe around it a little bit just to see where each other bases are at. So that could be an issue for them, but I don't know. But I feel she might just try to get along initially until he is something just way out of proportion where she would say no. But right there, that's a red flag for me for Austin.
So after the meetup with the guys and girls, some of the couples, they got together to debrief what was talked about. So let's look at Becca and Austin. In the hammock, they continued the party and reflected again on those meetings. So Austin didn't say anything to the guys because he didn't want the other guys to be jealous. Austin didn't say anything good or bad. However, Becca said good things. This didn't sit well with Becca. Wait, are they arguing? Becca wants to talk about big topics, but Austin isn't ready.
His excuse for not saying anything positive about their relationship is he didn't want to rub it in other guys' faces about how well they're doing. But if you're the best couple there, they might take inspiration from you guys on what you're doing correctly. And he's probably looking at it as, well, we're doing well. We don't want them to be jealous that they're not where we are. But in this process in general, you should not compare yourself with another couple. Everyone's going to be different. Everyone's going to have their highs and lows. So I thought that was pretty stupid. And if you're going to be on this show, I know a lot of people who come on the show, they don't watch previous seasons or at least one season to get the gist of what's going on. So I thought that was a BS answer and excuse.
Claire was happy for the compliment from Cameron. She was like, I am a good communicator. However, she felt bad for not realizing Cameron's effort. They want to recreate the throwing paint at each other experience. It seemed like they really had a good time there.
I think for Claire and Cameron, I felt this was good for them, where the communication seemed like they understood where each other was coming from. I feel Claire, I used to acknowledge and stuff like that, but I don't understand why, with her skill set, what you're going to school for, why is it not more present in your relationship as of right now? I'm glad Cameron said the things that he said just to become transparent and across, but their communication styles are too off. They need they need to sit down with Pastor Cal or Dr. Pepper to help them more get on the same wavelength as far as communication. Because I think if they were to work out, I'm not saying they are, because I don't think they will, the communication needs to be better.
Lauren brought Orion his favorite ice cream, and in her confessional, she was talking about overthinking her mistake with the conversation from the night before and how she ruined their marriage, but Orion reassured her that she didn't. Okay, so all the couples, they got together, but due to the rain, they couldn't get on their boat ride. So Claire was upset that Cameron moved seats on the bus because he wanted to stretch his legs out. And Claire didn't mind if he was laying on her. I was surprised when Claire didn't want Cameron away from her. The couples were able to have lunch and answer personal questions. So Orion talked about catching feelings, about Lauren and what she's been teaching him, and then Lauren believes that Orion is patient and she can do the same for him. Claire touched Cameron's knees, and Cameron was caught off guard. Then he had to answer a difficult question. So he had to share about his trauma from childhood, and this made Claire look at Cameron differently. Hopefully she'll be nicer to him.
Am I the only one who's wondering, why is the camera or production looking underneath the table to begin with to get this shot?
They finally made it on the boat and they had drinks. So Claire and Cameron were sitting closer and he had his arm around her. Cameron is happy that they can hold hands and that he could put his arm around Claire without thinking about it. Cameron told Claire that he doesn't want to hurt her feelings and said how he is more willing to have uncomfortable situations than she is, and somehow she agreed with him.
Even though Cameron is saying that he feels more comfortable touching her, putting his arm around her, is it me, or does it still look uncomfortable, or is it more about the height difference and the size difference? I feel it's still not authentic or genuine. I feel like it's still more like tension there, where it's not like a real natural couple if they're actually cuddled up together. But that's just me. I don't know if I'm the only one who's seeing it, or it's just the size difference.
I can see what you're talking about, but remember, this is still new for them, so it seems like they're really like testing it out. So right here, it looks like they're moving in the right direction. Emily thanked Brennan for being there as she was getting her hair cut. He could tell that it was an emotional situation for her. Brennan is feeling that Emily is becoming like a best friend and getting closer to being in the circle. All Emily heard is that she's not in the circle yet.
That scene reminded me of Meet the Parents, where Ben Stiller was not in the circle of trust. So that's reminding me of there. So I was like, if that's all she's going to be focused on, we're going to have a problem. So we got her being a party person, her not being in this circle of trust that he has. So we'll see. But this seems like a dumpster fire, or the next one waiting to happen.
Becca and Austin told Lauren and Orion how they feel comfortable with each other in the marriage. Austin says that he focuses on the positive and Becca overthinks what could go wrong. Lauren was able to relate with Becca. However, she doesn't think that something could happen or something bad could happen that would cause her and Orion to get a divorce.
Every time someone says that, what ends up happening? They get a divorce or something bad happens. So time is ticking. We'll see when that happens.
When they were enjoying a sunset on the boat, Orion kissed his wife. Austin thought it was a competition and he had to kiss his wife too. So dinner with Lauren and Orion. They were talking about the sexual aspect, and it seems like they were into it until Lauren gave her timeline. Orion almost choked and told Lauren how sex is off the table.
So this is where Orion needs to be slapped across his face. So he thinks he's holier than thou. So he hasn't had sex in about a year and a half, or whatever the case may be. So when she says it's been about 2 months, I'm like, no, this MF did not just do that. Okay, so I was like, okay. What is your criteria for why it's off the table? Because she gave a 2-month where she wanted to get some. On the after party, Keisha asked him, what's your criteria? He didn't have one. So I'm like, you're going to go off on her, and she's trying to throw it at you, and you ain't trying to get none because she just had some 2 months ago. Did you ask her what the situation was? Was it a friends with benefits type of thing? He make it seem like, oh yeah, I know my worth. I'm like, okay, that's cool, but you're being very disrespectful and, should we say, ignorant again, since that's his key phrase. So now, on the after party, he said he spoke to his sister, and what did his sister say? That just slut shamed your wife, and he said he felt bad after that. So again, this is why I don't like how they pair the younger man with an older woman. It's already like another double whammy because you're bringing two people from different cultures together. So you got the age difference, cultural difference, interracial stuff. It's just a lot going on. So he need to be slapped inside his face. But just for that, other than that, I'm good.
I think Orion might be feeling insecure that it's been a while for him, but a couple of months for Lauren. Maybe he thought his wife would have gone some time without being with someone else like he's done. When he said it was off the table, was it during the honeymoon or indefinitely?
I think it's so he get out of his feelings. I just don't understand what his issues are. Like, was he like clear with her where we didn't see it on camera or what? Because I just feel like there's so much more going on here that we don't see. So I try not to judge too harshly because there's a lot of things that come out after the fact when the season's over with some of these conversations that they've had. But I just didn't like how he looked down on her because it's been 2 months for her and a year and a half for him. If you're worried about your performance or not lasting long enough, you can take it slow. She is your wife. It's not like it's like a one-night stand or anything like that. She will give you grace. We've seen that from her character. But yeah.
Well, that's all we have for episode 6. What are your thoughts on episode 6? We love to hear from you. Please put your thoughts in the comments. Please continue to like and comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos.
Later, everyone.
Bye.